A journey into the depths of Hollownest. Through nearly abandoned cities, through caverns inhabited by strange mutated bugs, fighting for the remnants of life in a world that has moved on. The whole world scored with hauntingly beautiful music. Today, I'm analyzing the music of Hollow Knight, an adventure platformer by Team Cherry, released in 2017. In this presentation, I'll give an overview of how the music is used to build the story of the game, and how interactivity is used to score the player's actions. The music of Hollow Knight follows a formula familiar to players, where each area of the world has a main theme that represents the varied visual themes of the location. The music, although it uses many different themes and styles, stays within certain limits of orchestration to best fit the game. Because of the small perspective of the knight and the feeling of the world's enormity, a lot of the music is simply orchestrated, like the theme of Dirtmouth, which is just piano and cello, and a healthy dose of reverb. Even when the instrumentation gets more complicated, it stops short of full orchestral elite music, managing to be grand, imperious, and powerful with small ensembles. Each of the nearly 20 areas has its own theme, but one motif shows up in multiple situations, the main title theme. This theme, at its most basic form, consists of a simple melody in natural minor, with arpeggiated counterpoint in the left hand of the piano. The melody of this main theme is referenced in other areas in the game as well. Like here in the music for Fungal Wastes, an area filled with spores and mushrooms. And here in the track called Decisive Battle, which plays on medium-sized bosses. The theme is also referenced in the first boss fight of the game, against the False Knight, and is referenced in one of the final boss themes. The magic of the music isn't just the genius of the compositions, but also in the implementation of the music. Now, most of the area themes function by having layers that are added or subtracted based on which room you're in, like this example. Or this one in the Fungal Wastes. or this one. The music can also adapt based on the intensity of the scenery. In this example, the soothing music of Green Path adds an extra rhythmic layer as the player attempts some difficult parkour. Another example of interactivity that I noticed has to do with reverb. In this clip, the player leaves the echo-laden soundscape of the royal waterways and enters a small vertical pathway. Notice how dramatic the shift is. Another interesting interactivity is how the music is affected by a low pass filter when the player is hit, emphasizing the weight of the damage that is taken. Another interesting use of music in Hollow Knight is the decision of where to have space. In most sections, there's music based on the area you're exploring, and since exploration is a big part of the game, the music would be nearly constant. This means that when the developers chose to have silence, the contrast is even stronger. In this case, the player isn't in total silence, as there is plenty of ambience in the audio, but the lack of music can reflect the player's position, set up another section, or enhance the feeling of emptiness as you explore the depths. The game's soundtrack is made up of 25 or so main themes, split up by different layers and stingers that can be added to the audio as the player interacts. There are also multiple ambient tracks that can layer in different rooms. Hollow Knight is a beautiful game with rich story, artwork, and music that is helping to define the world of single-player games. This game, and others like it, are inspiring the next generation of video game composers, as well as artists, coders, designers, and developers who will create the next masterpieces.